I don't know how long I can make this video because it's like less than 30 degrees right now. But I wanted to get on here real quick and share something with you. There was a time in my life when I was so miserable. I was so sorrowful and so depressed and just in so much emotional pain that I just despaired of living. And I remember going to bed and asking God if He would just take all of this pain and all this hurt away from me so that I wouldn't have to deal with it anymore. And He didn't do that. And that made me sadder and more sorrowful and more depressed. And so then I prayed again, and the second time I prayed that He would let me die because I was so depressed and so despondent. I just didn't feel like life was worth living. And I thought, if you would just take me out of this world and take me into heaven to be with you, then all this would be gone and life would be better for everybody, especially for me. But He didn't do that either. He didn't take away my pain, my hurt, my sorrow, and He didn't take away my sadness or depression, and He didn't take away my life either. And so I happened to be talking to a friend of mine, a fellow minister, an older gentleman who knows a lot more than I do. I call him a mentor, and his name's Eddie Smith. He lives in Houston, Texas, a wonderful man of God. And Eddie said something that really turned everything around for me. God can use people to talk to you, to change your life. And the thing that Eddie said was, everything that comes into your life, what causes heartache, what causes sorrow, what causes trouble, what causes problems in your life are tools that God is using to change you and transform you away from the way that you used to be into what He wants you to be. In other words, dying to the flesh and living for the spirit, dying to the carnal mind and living for the spiritual mind. It's crucifying like a cross, crucifying the old man so the new man can come forth. It's Steve dying so that Jesus can come forth in Steve's life. But first you got to get Steve out of the way. So that's why the Lord was allowing this heartache, this sorrow, this sadness, this pain, this pressure, this suffering that I was going through. And I kept cursing it and rebuking it and commanding it to go because I thought it was from the devil. And then I realized that I'm not sure where it was coming from, but part of the problem was my perception of the problem, and my response to the problem was all wrong. We used to say in the old days, well, that's His cross to bear, but nowadays nobody wants to bear a cross. Nobody wants to carry a cross. Nobody wants to suffer. Nobody wants to hurt. Nobody wants to do without. Nobody wants to feel any pain, any sorrow, any sadness, any depression. We just want to pray, have God take all our problems away and make us happy. And what Brother Eddie explained to me was that it's not God's purpose or plan for my life to make me happy. It's God's purpose and plan for my life to bring Christ forth in my life, whatever that takes. And what it was taking for me was a lot of sorrow, sadness, pain, depression, heartache, and all the rest of it. And so my perception of the problem changed. And when your perception changes, then you go from feeling like you're underneath all this stuff that's crushing you to realizing my Father is using this to bring forth Christ in my life. This is a crucible that I'm going through now, but at some point in the future, it'll be done. The work will be done, and based upon how I respond, I'll either be better or I'll be bitter. The chief letter there is I. What am I going to do? How am I going to respond? So I wanted to share that with you because some of you are going through stuff and you feel like, well, God must not love me because I'm miserable. Actually, God is using the pain, the struggle, the trial that you're in to kill off the old you and to bring forth Christ in you. The key is to bow down and submit to Him and yield to Him and say, Father, do what you will with my life. I'm going to choose to walk with you and trust you and love you no matter what. And as my mentor, Eddie, said, don't ask to be delivered in the midst of your trial. Ask to be developed in the midst of your trial. And once I quit asking God to make me happy and to take away my pain and sorrow, take away my life, I just began to pray, God, develop me in this and help me become the person that you want me to be. And all those things work to work. And I'm not saying I've arrived and I'm perfect, but I'm a lot further along now than I was when I started. And I'm thankful for everybody that said no, for everyone who walked away. I'm thankful for everything that I suffered and went through, because what it's brought me in return is great joy, great peace, and a great knowledge of knowing how faithful He is to His children. That's a little bit of sacred wisdom I wanted to share with you on a chilly February night. God bless you.